think that there were many different things, and I think one thing in particular that was important to the writing process for me was the bridge that's featured in the film, and seeing the tags and the graffiti that's there. And I was just very curious, I guess, and about the idea behind each of these little pieces of writing, some being declarations of love from teenagers from when I was a kid, and I would walk by that bridge, and others sort of more competent, like graffiti writing, and others were memorials for lost friends. And so the bridge, and also reflecting on my own youth and time spent in that space, I think all of those things, and the train as well, this sort of almost prehistoric feeling, industrial machine that runs through this very beautiful and peaceful natural place, was an image that I couldn't let go of. And so all of those things, I think, together combined to allow me to make connections and think about a story that eventually became the Maiden. The film is shot in Calgary, Alberta, which is where I grew up, and the ravine that's featured in the film is a place that I used to spend a lot of time when I was a teenager. And I think that just reflecting on my youth and the space and my own experiences there, but also thinking about people that I knew and stories that I heard while I was there, sort of all influenced the creation of this world that very much has sort of two pieces. And I feel like the kids in the film are really in between everything, the rural and the urban, the childhood and adulthood, and also death and something else. So I think that those ideas are there, those layers of life are there in sort of all different aspects of the film. I was trying to very much create a film that was as much a film about friendship and connection and life as it is about grief, loss, and death. I think that the supernatural or paranormal suggested parts of the film were in my mind in some way from the beginning, but I think I was really trying to capture this form of haunting that very much is immersed in reality, that I think maybe comes from spending a lot of time alone, or feeling very alienated, but I think that sort of paranormal or haunting feeling, I was very interested in trying to capture a type of magic that exists also in everyday life, that there could be many different readings of those sort of pieces of the film. They could be psychological, they could be coincidences, and I think that very sort of subtle line between whether something is truly miraculous or nothing special at all is something that very much interests me as an artist and as a filmmaker. I think that there were many different references for the film, films that I love, films that I've been influenced by, but there weren't any specific references that I was thinking about while we were making the film. I was really interested in trying to capture, as I said, I think this form of magical realism that is very subtle and embedded in the sort of natural performances and the nature and sort of everyday life of these teenagers. And so I think the work of Eggleston and the photography work of Eggleston and filmmakers like Gus Van Sant and Alice Rohrwacher were always sort of present in the types of cinema that I like, but also the type of cinema that I want to make. For this film, I was very interested in finding teenagers who could very naturally bring themselves to the role, but who also had a very specific moral compass and personality, in that they weren't trying to be somebody that they're not. And I think all three of the kids in the film have this very beautiful and natural camera presence that is very difficult to fake. So for all three of them, I was looking for people who, first of all, I felt a connection to, but also three kids who could have some kind of chemistry together as well. So we did a lot of rehearsing, where we tried to make sure that the different relationships in the film would work, both on and off camera. And it took, I think, almost 2 years to cast the film. We looked many different places at high schools, and we did some street casting as well. But I'm so happy and honored to have worked with these three kids. I think they're extremely special actors.